Hello everyone, Baccarat James here for the Baccarat 1-2 knockout system, and I have to tell you this is my best system so far, and it's absolutely free. So come and join me, watch as you go along and learn. If you have any questions, put it in the description below. And I'll also be playing live stream. I'm going to casinos and seeing if they'll let me play live stream, then I'll do that. So please pay attention because we could possibly make a lot of money. I'm looking for partners that want to come in with me and play live all the time. Hey, you're more than welcome to get a hold of me in the description below, baccaratbeast@gmail.com. But remember, this is not financial or gambling advice. Let's get into it and let's learn. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to get into episode 13, and our starting units were nothing. We did start at 100, but I knocked that off because we are up 31 units. Okay, our tracking sheet shows a -1, and our next bet is 1. I don't put the minus down here. There's no sense because it's an extra stroke. I don't have a pen. And our juice is 255 units. Divide that by 10. So we're down by 20, I should say. We have to knock off at least, what's that? 12, 13 units off of our highest plateau to get our actual win amount. So we're going to hop right into 13 here. Shoot for virtual bet 13. Now, like I say, I usually don't jump ahead. But as I was going along, shoot for virtual bet 13, something strange happened. It started to dawn on me that this was very similar to episode 12. Now, what they did, I mean, the shoot for virtual bet guys, the B&B simulator, they did the same shoe. They called 13 the same as 12. They did the same shoe. They didn't realize. They put it out. But I'm on the up and up here, guys, and I'm going to show you. Here's shoot for virtual bet 12. Okay. It's the exact same as 13. So we're going to have to scrap 13. Okay. It's exactly the same. We've already done 12. So we would be fudging the numbers, good or bad. And that was a good shoe. But we're not going to cheat here. And then people will notice and say, hey, it's the same shoe as the last one. So we're going to head on to shoot for virtual bet 14, right? And we'll call this episode 13 and 14 because of the fact that it was duplicated. And we got to go in order. So I'm going to pause. We're going to go to 14 and start from there. And that's the reason why it's called 13 and 14. So let's go to 14 and get going. We'll start back with the same tracking sheet as we had when we ended in 12. And once again, this is shoot for episode 13 and 14. 13-14. That's all we can do, really. Okay, 13 was a nothing, really. So this is 14. We're starting back the same. So now we'll go hop over to the shoe and let her rip and go from there. Go from there. We have a 1 on our tracking sheet. So, all right, that's that. And player wins here. So we bet 1 unit on the player, guys. Hey, keep on keeping on. 1 unit on the player. That wins. So our tracking sheet is down to nothing. Okay. Our juice is still at 255. And we keep going. We win there. Our highest plateau is up to 32 now, guys. 32. We're up 32 units. Less the juice, of course. Keep on with the player. That wins. Highest plateau is up to 33 now, guys. That's what we like. That's how we get ahead. 1 more on the player. Keep on that run. Highest plateau, 34, guys. 34 now. Nice. Nice. Keep with that player. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. We lose there. 1 on our tracking sheet, a -1. We bet the bank here. Bet the bank. And I'm just using the same patterns. We lose. A -1 again. We bet the bank here. We go to the chop. Nothing's been established. Go to the chop. 1 on the bank. That wins. Add the juice. 1 on the juice. Bet the chop here. Player. If it wins, no juice. It does. So what are we at? Hang on here. I'm screwing up the highest plateau, guys. I'm screwing up the highest plateau. So we have 1 there. We're back down to 1 unit, right? Win-win. Yeah, we have 1 to the highest plateau again. If bank comes in, this one, which it won't, it'll be the player. All right. That's good. That's good. Okay. So our highest plateau, I believe, is at 34. It could be 35. I'm not going to cheat here. Okay, -1 there on our tracking sheet. And we only have 1 on the juice. So we wait for it to come back to bank. We bet the bank. There's been no singleton gap there, guys. So that's why I stay with the bank, and that's the rules. I'll write down the rules eventually when we get going. Okay, now there's a gap. So we'll go twice on the stripes on the chop. Mark down another -1 on your sheet. Bet the chop, bank. That wins. Only -1 on your sheet. 1 more on your juice. Bet the player 1 unit. Player 1 unit. We lose there. -1, -1. Right? Wait for it to come back to player, then we'll bet the chop because it's been established. We give it 2 times because that singleton gap was established in column 9. Bet the bank here. Bet the bank here, and we lose. So we got 3 on our 3 on our tracking sheet. -1, -1, -1. Excuse me. We're waiting for it to come back to bank, and go from there. Or if it runs past 5 players, we'll hop back in. So you should be showing -1, -1, -1 on your tracking sheet. Highest plateau, 34 units we're up. I don't worry about what we were down, right, or the juice, because that all comes into play. Okay, we bet the bank here, 1 unit on the bank. Remember, -1, -1, -1, and we win there. So circle it, exit out, whatever you want to do. 1 more on the juice. Next bet will be 2 units on the player when it comes back, unless it runs the bank, runs its mouth off. Sometimes, I just keep talking and talking. It's like, well, what do I say now? I could tell you about the weather in Vegas, how Vegas is doing and all that. But yeah, we're trying to establish ourselves in a casino. I'm not really, being that forceful yet, but I'm enjoying the heck out of trying to teach you guys this. 2 units on the player. 2 units on the player. And that wins. Okay, clear your slate, guys. Should be down to nothing. 2 units on the player. We go back to bank and it wins. Well, hey. Then we'll be starting to add to the highest plateau. Yep. That ought to be good here. Let's see. Go back to, if player keeps running, we'll bet it. After the 5th one, no, it didn't. So we bet the bank here. 1 unit. That loses. So our tracking sheet shows a -1. And carry on. We'll bet the chop here because there has not been a single gap before that. There's that single gap's been negated. So we put down another one on that loss, and we give the solids 2 times here. The solids are the runs. We give it 2 times because of that singleton gap in column 28, I believe. Bet the bank here. We lose. Right? That should be -1, -1, -1. We bet the player here. Okay? Because of that singleton gap. We lose there. 4 down. We bet the player here. Switch to the chop. We lost 2 in a row there. And of course we could lose this one. Everything's 50-50. Nothing's dependent on the other. Okay? So we could lose a lot in a row here. We could. But then again. All right. We lose that one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And remember, you're net 10. You're having a bad day. Get the heck out of Dodge. It happens. Move on. That's your stop loss, guys. You gotta have it. You have to have a stop loss. You're gonna get killed. I've had days where I've lost 200 units, and I shouldn't have. Right? Those were the old days. Lose again because we're in the chop mode. Now we're in the run mode. Okay. When it comes back to bank, we'll start betting the solids now, the runs. And like I say, I tend to not look ahead because, it might make you say, well, I'm not even going to do that shoe. I'm going to show the good shoes. No, it doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. Okay, 1 unit on the bank here. We got to get something going here, or we continue to crash and burn. We're -6 on our net scale, by the way. We're getting our nets knocked. And remember to keep counting your juice, because if you don't, I count it for you. If you don't, then you're cheating yourself. One more on the juice, one less on the tracking sheet. Our next bet will be 2 units when it goes back to player, unless it can run for 6 banks. Excuse me, guys. Okay, 2 units on the player when it comes back. Jack ain't coming back yet. Try to keep my sipping down to a minimum. Black Rifle Coffee. Get your buzz on Rifle Coffee. All right. Run, you bank, run. We want to get back in. One more bank and we're in. JCC, Jimmy Crack Corn. That's what I can say, because my nickname when I was a kid was Jimmy. Jimmy don't live here anymore. All right. Now we get back in on the bank. You can call it stupid. It's already won so much, right? It wins there. That was a 2 unit bet. Add 2 to the juice, guys. All right. 3 unit bet. 3 unit bet on the bank, and that will get us back to square one on our tracking sheet if it wins. 3 unit bets. Uh-oh, not going to win. So we lose 3 there. -1, -1, -1, -3. 2 unit bet now on the player. 2 units on the player. Stick with that run. 3-3 looks good. 9-8. 2 units. So you take that 3 and you knock it down to a 1 on your tracking sheet. Okay, so your tracking sheet should look like 1, 1, 1. 1. Our next bet is 3 units on the bank here, and that wins. Take them all down. 2, 3. We're left with a 1. Add 3 to your juice. 1, 2, 3. When it goes back to player, we bet 1 on the player. Okay? Your tracking sheet should be showing just a single 1 -1 now. Got to remember, though, when you start to bet up, to keep on going up. As long as you can take off the stuff off your tracking sheet, you're fine. 6 and sticks does not pick up sticks. It loses, -1, -1. We bet the player now because there's been no single stopgap. Okay, we do bet the player and win. Should show a -1 there. Bet 1 on the bank. Keep up with that stripe there. Oh, here we go. We can skip over her in just 1 second. Buy Solana, buy your crypto, and the exchanges will make a fortune. 1 on the bank loses, so your tracking sheet shows a 1 and a 1, right? And I know I'm going fast. Watch the previous episodes where I hold your hand. Episodes 1 through 10 should teach you everything. So, yeah, keep on going here. Keep on going. And now that I've got a bigger screen, it won't run into my head. The tracking sheet, we had the screen down like in half because I'm a moron. And I'm not dumb at computers, but I'm not absolutely brilliant, bloody brilliant, as they say. We say I'm brilliant in bloody Britain. Okay, 2 more, we hop in on the player. That's why, those vertical runs, you're just such guessing. It's just like, well, the vertical run's going to stop eventually, right? And if I ever do get back to the super system, well then, okay, we got back in there, did we? No, we got back in here. Bet the player here. It's got to be 1 over your previous run to get back in. You don't go to the previous run, or you'd be there all day. Okay, we win there. That was 1 unit. Take that off. We're down to the 1 unit on our tracking sheet. And you might be saying, James, why weren't you betting that all along? You don't know when it's coming. Just stop, right? 1 unit there. So we're -1, -1, and we'd be betting the bank there. We lose. So we go to the chop. Should be showing -1, -1, -1. Bet the bank here because it's been established with that singleton gap. A single gap. It's a stop gap in column 57. Looks like. Bet the chop. Bet the bank, we lose there. So your tracking sheet should be showing 4 -1s right? When it comes back, we'll give it another shot on the chop because it's been established. So we'll give it 2 kicks at the cat. Two kicks at the cat, not 3. And yeah, I can get the episodes out a lot faster, and we can learn. And just see what we're up after 1,000 freaking shoes. It's going to be massive job. But like I say, I enjoy doing it. I'm looking for people to come join me live. I'm going again live today. It's just a beautiful thing when it works, but trust me, some days you're going to lose your 10 and you're going to be like, how could that happen? How could I lose 10 in a row? James said I couldn't. No, bullshit. James said you could very easily lose 10 in a row today, 20 tomorrow, 30 the next day, 40 the next day, and you'd be pulling your hair out and end up with no hair like me, right? Okay. So it needs to go another 2 before we can get back in on player. Look at this player run, man. Nope, just stop. Now we bet 1 unit on the player, and it should be showing -4 there. That wins. Circle it. Should be showing 3. Bet the chop. 2 units on the bank. 2 units on the bank here, guys. 5, 6. Looking good. Knock that off. Juice. Now we're down to 1 unit. 2 units on the juice. 1, 2. 1 unit bet on the player. So you're showing a -1 and -1. All right. When it goes back to player, we bet the bank. Yeah, you can forward all the way through this to the end and see how we're doing if you want to cheat. But I'm not cheating. All right. 1 unit on the bank. 1 unit on the bank. We're -1, -1 on your tracking sheet. Not looking good there. Okay. -1, -1, -1 on your tracking sheet. Now we switch to the solids. That was 2 stripes lost. So we switch to the solids. We're betting the bank here. 1 unit. 1 unit. On the bank. Loses. So we're -4 there. -1, -1, -1, -1. Bet the bank here. What happened there? Did it end there? Yep, that ended. That ended it, guys. So we'll what the heck happened there? Yeah, that ended it. It just ended abruptly. All right. Let's go and take a look to make sure that it ended where we said it was going to end. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for the shoe right there. So let's go to the tracking sheet. Yeah, it lost the 2 in a row there. Our tracking sheet for 13 and 14. Our highest plateau is 34. Okay. Highest plateau is 34. All right. Our tracking showing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next bet is 1. Our juice, we add 11 to the juice. 55, 65, 66. 266 on the juice. All right, that's what we would have paid approximately. I could have screwed it up there. I'm not perfect, for crying out loud, far from it. So we're going to go on to episode 15. This is episode 13 and 14. As you can see, shoe 13 and 12 were the same. And I'm glad we caught that because we don't want any duplicates. If I see any duplicates, I'll wipe it out. But they must have put it in by mistake. And you got to give them a little grace, right? All right, that about does it for this episode. And we'll see you in episode 15. Thank you so much for watching. Baccarat James, over and out. Thank you, guys. Remember, thumbs up, ring the bell. Thanks again. Have a great day.